Top of the morning to you and welcome back. Thank you once again for joining me. What I'd like to do is to invite you on a different journey, and this journey is based on your reality. Now, I'm sure you're aware of this, but your reality is actually an illusion. How do we explain that? Okay, let's supposing that you and I saw the same event and we wrote down what we saw. Or you could imagine if you saw an accident and the police asked you to, share your story of what you saw. And the chances are, whatever we wrote down or whatever we shared, there would be a difference. There may be some overlap, but there would also be some big differences, again, depending on the event. So when I say your reality is an illusion, it therefore depends on what you are seeing, what you are observing. Now, I've just started a program at Lancaster Adult College, and whenever I deliver these types of programs, there's some simple little tests or experiments that I do with people just so it can land for them. Because we are all conditioned and we are all programmed differently. Yes, we are all one and all connected, but what we see, hear, feel, sense intuitively, taste and smell is different to the next person. So why am I sharing this with you? What's the relevance of this recording? The relevance of this recording is based on your quality of life. So if your quality of life, which is determined by what and how you focus on things. In other words, sure, emotion is created by motion and physiology comes into this, but if you are predominantly focusing on things that you do not like, you do not want, you can't stand, you hate, etc., then what's the quality of your life like? Yes. So how do you change it to that? And I find that it's often, I know I have to give an example about somebody close in my family, and this individual gets very upset when people swear, when they use a cuss word, and obviously would choose not to watch anything on television or to surround herself with people that swear on a regular basis, or even just now and again. And the reason that this woman gets triggered by it is because when she was probably so tall, she was chastised, berated, treated poorly and said, look, that's not right. And so she's conditioned herself to buy into that. Again, it's like a meme, and I'll explain a meme in another recording. It's a memetics. Richard Dawkins set it up or talked about it in one of his books. It's kind of like a recording which you then pass on to others. In other words, this individual who doesn't like swearing will then tell the family, tell her friends it's not right, and passes it on. And also in her behaviour, that if somebody swears, she will then behave in a certain way, and usually it's with aggression. Now, I'm not saying this is right or wrong. I'm not here to judge the individual. That's not what this recording is about. This recording is for you to become aware, because without awareness you can't do anything else. To become conscious of the fact that your reality is an illusion, and if you are feeling like poo for some of the time, most of the time, any time of the day, it's because of what you're focusing on. You're not accepting your reality, and your reality has been determined by how you've conditioned yourself, by your beliefs and values. I'm not saying they're wrong. What I am inviting you on is a journey to have a greater understanding that when you're ready to, change them. As Jim Rohn said, you cannot change the circumstances, the seasons or the winds, but you can change yourself. So if you're not happy about something, sure, you could remind others that swearing is not appropriate. However, my question is, are they ready to listen? Because if they're not, you might as well talk to the hand, because the face ain't listening. Oh, I'm sure that's a rap or something. But so my point is just have a look at where in your life your reality is stressing you. I will guarantee you if it is, it's because you form a judgment. I do that all the time, I'm aware of it. And then I interrupt my pattern and stop myself by asking a smarter question. What do I love about that person? What do I respect? Respect is the lowest form of love. What have I just learnt that I'd never do again? What has that person just taught me? Those are smarter questions. There are many other questions you could ask yourself, but you've got to want to do it. Once you are aware that your reality is an illusion and is not serving you and may not be serving those around you. A simple example, a dear friend I love shared with me a story the other day where this woman had actually parked her car blocking an entrance into a leisure centre. And she's obviously in her own reality, her own world, and her little child got into the car. Now, bear in mind, both lanes of traffic are full. And this lady had pulled in, stopped this car coming the other way that was going to take a right. Her son got in the car, then she wanted to do a U-turn and go back the other way. And this bloke got out of the car and absolutely lambasted her with all the expletives you could think of and how stupid she was. And couldn't she see that both traffic was full? And, you know, everything was like lost in that moment. And she started to cry. And then this ambulance came up, flashing lights, and was blocked in because she decided to turn. And it was just chaos in those few moments. Obviously, the gentleman who decided to make that statement, if he was a little bit more aware, would realise that he is then teaching all the children in that area how to be in that moment. Not smart. And sure, I could focus on anything else, this story that was shared by my friend. The reason for sharing it with you is I just want you to be aware that if you want to become the change you want to see in the world, the chances are you've got to become aware, you've got to become conscious how you are in any one moment. Is it serving you? Is it serving those around you? So, quick recap. If you are not happy with your reality and just become aware about that because it is an illusion, then change the way you look at it. That's the only way it can work, in my opinion. And while you're doing it, have fun! Enjoy yourself! Because all the time, while this gentleman was sharing me that story about what happened at the leisure centre, we were in fits of hysteria because I could see the funny side to it. And often when I'm working with my clients or with students or whatever, I do ask them to find humour in that situation. Or I'd ask them a simple question. How would love respond in that situation? What would love say? There's always another way of looking at it, but you've got to want to do it. Hopefully that makes sense. Reality, your reality is an illusion. Have fun looking out at your illusions. My love to you all. Bye for now.